What's going on, YouTube? We back, man. The crucial ones, the critics, the best shit popping. I'm your host today. I'm Rob.
Man, it's your boy Tim, man. We in the building, man.
And your boy Ron, you already know.
Hey, today, man, we're gonna talk about Bud, man. That his performance only. Where do we go from here? And I want to see where we ranking him on his all time list of just champions. Period, man. Because the performance he put on, bro, that shit, it was spectacular, man. It was one of the ones for the ages, man. And you know, can't take nothing from him, man. He did his fucking thing. Tim, Earl is your guy. I just want to see how you feel about Bud today, man.
Man, Bud did what he's supposed to do, bro. Ain't nothing you can say bad about him, man. I mean, bro, he went in there, took care of his business, man. Did what he's supposed to do. That's all you can say. Shoot, that was one of the performances for the ages. People always gonna remember, what Bud went in there and did. He took care of his business, man. As far as where I'm ranking him at, man, I mean, you gotta put him high, man. He's a two division undisputed champ, man. No matter what you say about him, and I know, I mean, I feel like the public going with Bud anyway. So ain't nobody gonna say too much bad about him. But even for the Spence fans, bro, he a two division undisputed champion, man. He did what he's supposed to do in both weight classes. Um, Man, I would rank him as a welterweight. He might be one of the best welterweights of all time. Uh, he might be one of the best, if not the best
Man, I
welterweight
want to
of
say,
all
my
time.
bad, I don't mean to cut you off, bro. They need to stop that him better than Floyd shit. Stop that, bro.
No. I'm not talking about.
No,
I'm
no,
not
not
talking
you. I
about
ain't saying
overall.
you
I'm just
saying.
talking about that welterweight. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
I
that
ain't saying you
welterweight.
saying that. I'm just saying people been doing that shit from
Yeah,
this one
yeah,
performance.
yeah. I
They
definitely
need
was
to
gonna
chill out
get
with
there.
that. But go ahead, bro.
I definitely was gonna get there. I think, I mean, maybe he's the best welterweight. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can put him as the best welterweight of all time. No. I can't do that, bro. I can't do that because he moved up. Yeah, he took out the king of the welterweight division, man. But I feel like there was more fights on the table that he could have, man, proven himself with. Before even the Spence fight, I mean, yeah, he beat Porter, but you still had like Danny, you still had Keith Thurman, was him or Earl fought. They still had Ugas out there. They just had a lot more fights that he could have proved himself to be. He had a few fights there, and then he went, straight to the king, one belt. So I can't even really just say he's the best welterweight of all time. But I can say he's one of the best fighters of all time. You know what I'm saying? Just by his accomplishments. I mean, unless you want to say, you got to beat the man, to beat the man. Yeah, he beat Spence. Uh, but like we always said, the other weight classes, he got undisputed. He ain't really beat no top name. But I don't want to take away from him. You got to put him amongst the top, man, especially with accomplishments, man. I mean, probably the most decorated fighter of all time. If you're looking at what he did, he's definitely probably one of the most decorated fighters of all time. So he's high pound for pound right now. He's number one pound for pound. There's no question about it, man. I'm not trying to hear nothing about no Inoue or nobody else, bro. The performance he showed against Earl, and we know who Earl Spence is. I know how some of y'all are saying Earl wasn't never that good and all that other stuff. That man was a three-time champion at 147. No matter what you say about him, and Bud went in there and took his business and did it in spectacular fashion. So he got to be number one pound for pound, hands down. Like I said, the only way I might take him off that list is Jamel Charlo go and do something spectacular against Canelo. That's the only way that list gonna move as long as Bud is in the game right now, or unless him and Earl fight again or something else. He be on the losing side of it. But as far as right now, Bud Crawford the number one fighter pound for pound.
What's up, wrong? What you got, baby?
Man, all I'm gonna say is, dog, Bud is clearly ahead of all competition in boxing right now. You know what I'm saying? And all things considered, the level that he was on, bro, is like a super high level, super sharp. just everything was clicking. He was clicking on all cylinders, man. Like, bro, he just looked excellent, man. Like, he just looked good. He looked damn good, man. Number one pound for pound right now, man. Move in your way out the way, bro. That's how I feel about that right about now, man. As far as all time, y'all just gonna have to be mad at me. All time welterweight, bro. Bro, come on now. That man back to back. I'm strictly speaking welterweight. The man is a back to back welterweight. I mean, 2-time undisputed, bro. I can't take nothing away from him, man. So all I'm gonna say is, if they say he the best welterweight of all time, I'm not gonna argue with them cuz. I'm not gonna argue with him, bro. I'm not, bro. Because I will go against my own logic as far as greatness goes, like with the whole LeBron and Jordan argument. You know, the man ain't lost in the championship fight yet.
Ron, I don't like what you're saying. Let me tell you why before you finish. You questioned his resume before this fight. This one fight don't put him over Floyd.
I get that, Rob. I'm not putting him over Floyd overall. I said strictly welterweight. I feel like Floyd's best division was 140. That's when Floyd was in his prime, 140. That's
he didn't fight too many people. He didn't fight too many. He ain't had too many fights in 40 though.
He was fucking people up at 35 and 40 though. I feel like his physical prime, how he looked, was 140 for me.
I'm talking about the fights. He beat everybody.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm talking about I'm strictly speaking on performance and the magnitude of the fight. Like, I feel like 140 was Floyd.
He only had 2 fights at 40. If that, I think one.
I know one was where one was Gotti, and who else was it? Sean Chop. I feel like that was the best Floyd. He was still a puncher. He was still he was still sound defensively, but it was his punching that was there. Is what I'm talking about. Like, just the overall package. If 147, he became more defensive. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he looked good though. He stopped heading.
No, I know. I'm not taking nothing away from him, man. But all I'm saying is, if we gonna line everybody up, we talking all time here. Put that Bud in the ring with that hat and that Floyd fight, that Floyd fought. I'm just saying.
Now you doing apples to oranges.
No. I'm talking about Bud. I'm talking about Bud matching up. You told me you was gonna ask me a question. I answered. I'm trying to answer it.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You switching the topic. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm not. I've literally said that I feel like he's one of the best welterweights you brought up.
This is what I'm saying. You put him in the ring with somebody he would never be able to fight.
Because I'm speaking all time. I'm speaking
what I'm saying.
All time.
You don't know what the outcome would be. You don't know how the matchup would look because they never will fight. You're going off what you guess, what you think.
I know that. Because I'm appreciating what he just showed me in his recent performance. Is what I'm doing. I'm appreciating. Like I said, I'm just not arguing when nobody say he's best welterweight of all time. Is what my original statement was. As far as if I'm just gonna say I don't want to just stamp it, but I'm not arguing against it. Is what my original point was. I said I'm not gonna argue it. Like, somebody says it, bro, I don't got no gripes with it. Is what I'm saying, because the dude leveled up. Period. Like, stuff that I said, I felt like he wasn't gonna be comfortable enough to do or confident enough to do against Earl, bro. He did it. He did it. And I'm talking about stuff that I personally, from me watching the shit out of Bud, not seeing him do. He did it all. He was defensively responsible. He was a tactician, bro. Like, I just
defensively responsible against that Earl Smith.
Yeah. I still gotta give him credit.
He didn't have nothing to bring. Earl didn't bring nothing to the fight.
I get that. But I mean, I understand what you're saying, Rob. I understand your objection. I really do. But we don't take credit away from what Floyd did to Corrales.
I'm not taking. We said Corrales is not in the 147-pound division.
That was at 130. But I'm talking about a fighter that people say was depleted when he fought Floyd. Is the point I'm making?
But we're talking about a division, wrong? You going into another division?
No, I'm going into a fight scenario where Floyd faced an opponent who was probably compromised as well. Is what I'm going into.
Go ahead. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
I'm saying I'm bringing up the fact that we didn't take away from Floyd performance, so I'm not going to take away from Buzz. Is basically what I'm saying. Like, people say that is a classic, a virtuoso for Floyd. Bud put on a virtuoso on a dude I highly regard as one of the top fighters. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not for the shit on Bud because He didn't do anything wrong. He did what he had to do in that
It's
ring.
not shitting on Bud. You stating the obvious, bro. That's all.
Yeah, I understand, Rob. I understand, Rob. I get what you're saying, 100%. I'm just speaking on how I feel. Like this is I'm giving you my point of view on it. I'm giving you my point of view. As far as all-time welterweight, it's hard to argue against a man who's undefeated in all his championship fights. He's a what?
You
What now?
just
What?
said he didn't have his resume wasn't strong. So what boosted his resume so high? This one fight?
What has boosted his resume now is he took the belts away. I already gave you my criteria for to be the man. You got to beat the man. He did it soundly. I'm being consistent.
So Floyd never beat the man at 47?
When Floyd moved up to 147, who was the man around that time? I can't recall.
We don't even know. It's so many belts we don't even know. But he beat Hatton. He beat Hatton.
Go back.
He beat Hatton before Pacquiao beat him. He beat Hatton when Hatton was undefeated.
I would give him credit for beating Hatton because Hatton beat Tim Tszyu. I think Tim Tszyu was the man at that time. So I would give him full.
No, he's about Costa Tszyu.
Yeah. My bad, Costa Tszyu.
And Ricky Hatton was undefeated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I give him credit. I give him credit for that. That's what I'm saying. He beat Hatton beat Costa Tszyu and Floyd beat Hatton. And I want to say Costa Tszyu was lineal at that time. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I'm more than sure he damn near was. So I give Floyd full credit for that performance. But
Floyd beat Zab Judah. He beat Baltimore. He beat Baltimore.
Zab was coming off of a loss, Rob.
I just said he beat Baltimore after Baltimore beat Gotti and beat Zab Judah. He beat him then.
I get that. I understand all that. But all I'm saying is, if you're gonna bring up them fighters, bro, I'm gonna match them up with Bud.
I'm not even done. You can't match. How you gonna match them? That's like you matching somebody who's never gonna fight.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you go and tell how you feel about it.
They don't even. I think Floyd is the best welterweight. I put Bud behind Floyd, and but I mean because it don't even matter.
Go ahead.
I got Floyd then Bud. I mean, Floyd had 2 careers at 47, and he did good in both careers. He was undefeated, didn't lose to nobody. None of his fights was really even close. Shit, he fought Maidana. He fought fucking the Ghost. He fought Birdo. He fought these fighters after, he didn't retire. He fought at 47 2 or 3 times, retired, came back, finished career at 47. So he didn't fought all the big names that was at 47 besides Thurman, and fought Pacquiao at 47. So I got Floyd. Because I was hearing the resume was weak and all of that before he beat Earl, and I didn't hear nothing was gonna change. I just heard he was gonna be pound for pound champ. That's all I heard. He was gonna be pound for pound champ if he beat Earl. He was pound for pound before he fought Earl.
Yeah, he wasn't the number 1 pound for pound no more before he fought Earl.
That was your opinion though.
I know, but I'm giving my perspective on it.
I feel he was still a pound for pound champ. I mean, nobody beat him. I didn't see how nobody was above him, and definitely pound for pound now. If the resume was weak, I don't see how it gets strong just from one win. But
I feel like from that standpoint of view, the resume was in question because we felt like those guys wasn't on his level.
I didn't question it. I said
no. I'm speaking for me as somebody who was being objective off of his resume. I questioned because I felt them fighters was nowhere on his level. But from what he did to Earl, whether he was compromising, I'm taking that all out the window. He showed me he is on. Like I said, what he showed me in the arena that night, he would have gave any version of Errol Spence hell, and I always seen it being a close fight, regardless.
So, maybe is Earl better than what we think he was? And maybe he wasn't that good as we thought he was. Then.
Nah, Earl is better than that, but I feel like on what he showed me, the way he was catching Earl at in certain areas, man, he just it's like he had a book on Earl, bro.
This is what I'm saying. We saying that Earl he was weak. How can we? I'm not taking nothing from Bud. Get 1,000% credit, but we can't say Earl was weak. He wasn't the same, and then come back and give him just say he just destroyed. Cause what version of Earl was it?
Yeah, I get that, man, and
that's all.
That remains to be seen. If he comes back fighting whoever and he looks different at 154, then we can have a better assessment.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Why we gotta do that, bro? Why we gotta wait to see if the man win, bro?
What I'm saying is, like, if he's a shot fighter, is what I'm getting at. Like, if he's a shot fighter, then if he walked into the ring, shot that night or whatever, that's not Bud's fault. You know what I'm saying? That's
I say it's Earl fault, but this is what I'm saying. If he come back at 54 and look good, we're gonna say, we either way. If he look bad, we're gonna say he was shot. You gonna take credit from Bud?
No, I won't. No, I
So
won't. Because up until he fought Bud, he never looked like that.
But that's what I'm saying. If he lose or win, you can't give Bud no, because if he lose, we're gonna be like, well, he was shot when he fought Bud. If he win, you're gonna be like, man, I don't know, man. He looked better at 54.
I would give credit to Bud. I would give credit to Bud messing him up more than I would just him being a shot fighter out of nowhere. Honestly.
But that's what I'm saying. You were saying if it depends on if he come back and look good. It's still a catch-22 with that, because if he look bad or good, you still criticize Earl. Bud.
Do it, but the thing is, like the evidence that we have is how he looked against Ugas. Regardless if that exact Earl didn't show up against Bud that night or whatever. Before he fought Bud, Earl was doing it. Man, the dude was the number one welterweight, is what I'm saying.
Bro, we don't even know if Earl fought at 100% since the wreck. We don't even know if he been at 100%.
That's true. We
don't even know that. He never been. He just been good enough to beat them dudes.
That's true. That's very true. That's
and like I said, I got Bud 2. And I ain't gonna even say 2. I just think he need to, because you still got Sugar Ray Leonard and all of these guys who fought at this weight too. So, that's hard to judge. Because
do you kind of feel like Bud is getting a little bit too much credit? Because
no. I just think people jumping out the window from one fight. That's what I'm saying. People just going crazy for one fight. He did good as fuck. He did his thing, but people just jumping out the window with one fight.
I feel where you're coming from, because I felt the same way when Fury beat Wilder. They was like, he the best heavyweight of all time. I feel where you're coming from.
That's all. People jumping out the window from one performance. Which
I just think, Bud, as far as accolades go, it's hard to argue against it because of the accolades, you know.
But I was saying this before this fight, though.
No, but I'm saying, Rob, he's done something that's never been done before. Is what I'm talking about.
That's my whole thing. Y'all, when I brought this up in his resume, y'all questioned.
No, what I'm saying, I'm strictly speaking welterweight now.
No, I'm talking about you saying he done something, so I gotta go into the 140-pound division because he was undisputed there. Y'all questioned the belts. Y'all questioned the people he fought to get the belts. I took his side. What I'm saying is, in that division, it wasn't the strongest division, but you can't help who has the belt. So I gave him the belt. I said that. I've been saying
I said that too. That's always been one of my things. That's always been.
Man, you got to put that man resume is just as good as anybody else's, because them dudes
I wouldn't say it was as good as anybody's, but I wouldn't shit on it. Is what I
was champions.
Yeah,
he beat the champions in the division.
The thing to me too is that this my thing about Bud. He one of the most decorated fighters of all time. And now is his resume as legit as a lot of them fighters? No, I don't believe it. But he decorated. I can't take away nothing from the things he accomplished. But if you sitting up here telling me, that's why I had to take it back, man. At first I was like, he the best welterweight, but now that I think about it, he the most decorated welterweight. I can't say he was just the best, just because, man, they had a lot of fights out there that he could have took that he didn't take. Those guys back in the Sugar Ray Leonard days, those guys were fighting. So I do take that against Bud. I take that knock against him on the overall list. But as far as the decorations and how decorated he is, you can't take that away from him.
This is all I'm saying. We never heard this until this one fight. We never heard.
No. I agree.
It was never even a topic of him being the best welterweight till this one fight.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. His diehard fans was saying
they diehard fans. I'm talking when people like Tim give Bud credit. That's when you know it means something. When a person he don't take nothing away from Bud, but he don't give Bud credit to everybody. He don't see the stuff that everybody see. He see what you see in Bud, but he like, bro, it is not what y'all making it seem. Y'all hyping him up. That's how Tim look at Tim. Like, he done the nigga good. He just y'all going a little bit overboard. That's what Tim see in Bud. When Tim can give him credit, like, bro, that nigga, that's when it means something. Tim is, because Tim not just a big Bud. He not a big, he a fan of him because of boxing. but he's not a big Bud fan. If he say Bud is that's when it means something, because he's not a fan of Bud. He loved the the way the dude fight and what he do, but he's not a fan of Bud. When it comes from somebody that's not a fan of the fighter, say, bro, I can't help it because the dude is the best welterweight in the world. That's when it's different. When you getting it from his fans, they gonna say that.
Right. I get what I get.
That nigga took care of his business, man. Like I said, man, I still think it's some stuff out here that he got to prove, man. I just don't believe that. I feel like he took advantage of a 140 division. I think he took advantage of it. Nothing's wrong with that. Just like I feel like he took advantage of this fight. Like, he just been doing what he's supposed to be doing. But
if he can beat Boots, cuz we got an argument. That's
if he come back and beat Boots,
if he can beat Boots and do the same thing he did the Boots to Earl, okay, no argument for me. If he can do what he did to Earl to Boots,
I got
no argument. No argument for me. No argument for me. If he can, which I'm not, like I said, I'm not taking nothing from it. Just this fight moved him closer to Floyd to me, and I think if he can do what he did to Earl to Boots, because we know Boots ain't coming in like Earl did. Earl been around though. He been struggling to make the weight. He waited 1.5 years to make the fight happen, and shit, like you said last wrong, he fucking weighed in at 147. He struggled to weigh in there.
Yeah, he hit that on the head, so you know what that means, bro.
He fight Boots and do the same thing to Boots. He can stop Boots, which Boots young. I think he can beat Boots, because I just don't think Boots.
Yeah, I got
through shit.
I got Bud because the way Boots couldn't cut off the ring. Man, he gonna walk into shit.
I think he gonna see Bud or put him in stuff that he haven't experienced yet, and he ain't gonna know how to respond. That's what I believe with the Boots fight. I think he gonna be he gonna set traps for him that Boots never seen before, because he punching just as hard as Boots, probably just as strong as Boots, and possibly just as fast as Boots.
Yeah.
So and he can switch hit, but they do the same thing. So I don't see what Boots, can do that. I mean, Boots got power and stuff. Boots can catch him, but I just think in the deep, when they get deep.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Boots is super talented, uber talented, bro. But I see that almost looking like the way the performance that Bud showed me, and I understand like that, it wasn't the best Earl. But I'm just talking about his level of focus and not getting off the game plan, bro. Like, that's what I'm giving, because I always I'm just speaking on my criticism of Bud is super talented, but he relied too much on his athleticism. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like against certain competition, he would get compromised by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to Tim about it with Sean Porter. Sean Porter caught him with overhands. He started like literally spamming uppercuts like he on a fight night video game, like fighting. Like he just got undisciplined, started fighting wild.
I don't take nothing from what
I'm saying is, in my mind, I was like, bro, Floyd, because they, people naturally compare to Floyd. My argument was he nothing like Floyd. That's what I had been saying. And I still don't feel like he like Floyd, but I'm just saying, like, do the comparison. I was like, well, Floyd never got undisciplined like that. Even if you hit Floyd will, make a sound reaction to it. You know what I'm saying? And just him getting out of character and wild in times or whatever, I felt like, bro, that's going to get you caught up in some fights. But the way I seen him stay focused behind a game plan against Errol, no matter how Errol looked, all I'm saying is I think that fight with Boots could potentially look like how Floyd did Canelo, bro. And I'm dead serious. I feel like he that sharp right now. I really do.
I can't, man. I gave Crawford a whole bunch of credit the night I seen the fight, but I really feel like I'm a prisoner of the moment a little bit, because it's hard, because it's like I'm talking out of two sides. Because it's like, bro, I'm saying Earl was compromised. If he was compromised, like, with punching, bro, he was compromised with his reaction times as well, bro. So I don't know how sharp Bud
that's
really,
what my
really
only
was,
comeback
because
that's what my comeback
because if you compromise with punching power, because you compromise with your reaction times and your ability to evade punches. So I'm not, man. It's so hard for me to, man. Like I said, I don't want to take away from
sound like you take
but y'all being real though. In all honesty, it is hard to assess, because it's like you can't separate the two. You know what I'm saying? You really can't.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, Bud he definitely looked sharp. Yeah. I just don't know how hard it would have been with Earl.
As far as the accolades go, I'm just trying to give him credit for accolades, because I came off like I was diminishing his previous accolades. You know what I'm saying? And my
Yep,
critique
yeah,
was
that's understandable.
man, and
He's
I'm just going.
he's
I'm going.
definitely decorated.
Yeah, I'm going based off my criteria, and we had this discussion where we rank Bud. You know what I'm saying? So I'm being fair. All considered, he beat the man. I'm giving him his card. That's why I said I wouldn't argue against somebody coming and calling him the best welterweight. Do I
Man,
feel
I
like
don't
do
want
I
to
feel
hear,
that way?
bro.
It fully? I probably wouldn't, but at this point in time, I'm not gonna go against it. Is how I say it.
I don't want to hear nobody saying, man, bro, if they fight again at 54 and and Earl just even lose by 1 round, I don't want people coming back. Man, it was, bro. I'm trying. We telling you this, bro. You don't want to listen. You don't want to hear because
Yeah,
you're caught up in the moment. We telling you, bro, the man wasn't right. We're
right,
not saying that Bud won't win. It's gonna
right,
be a better fight. That's the only thing.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
it's definitely gonna be a better fight. I
Yeah,
think that's what it just wouldn't look this lopsided. That's the only thing. And if it did, if the fight didn't look this lopsided, then I wonder like would people be jumping out the window like that? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only thing.
Look,
Like if the fight
and
was closer.
it's just like, and that's the thing, man. The lopsidedness of it, bro. Like it's like one of them things where the only people that's not gonna be real about this fan is just like the motherfuckers who like just literally hate Earl, or they was just like super Bud fans, bro. That's just being honest. And you
Yeah,
got
yeah.
a lot of these fake Bud fans is really Errol Spence haters on the internet. So you like it's hard to separate the two sometimes because they looking for Earl to lose. They found somebody they thought could beat him, and they start riding with. But same way people did Pacquiao and Floyd. You know what I'm saying? So it's that type of scenario. But I'll just say like, man, as far as being a two-time division champ, undisputed champion, and the first welterweight undisputed champion, bro, that man accomplished his goals, bro. So it's man, he got a chance to be whatever he want to be right now. You know what I'm saying? All I'm gonna say is he's great. He's with the greats. You know what I'm saying? He's up there with them.
yeah. Nah, he definitely there. I ain't like I said, it'd be hard. It's hard, and it's sad, bro, when it's hard to even critique or even say something without people getting defensive, bro. You can still. It's nothing perfect. Nothing's never perfect, And people just because, oh man, bro, go to the other videos. I argued with Tim. I was more Bud supporting. It was Bud against Spence with me and Tim.
Yeah,
So nobody can say I'm picking or I'm favoring Spence. I was against him against Tim.
yeah, yeah.
So well, I'm more no neutral than anything. Over I'm not over excited and jumping for joy for what he did to Earl.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it was the best Earl.
Uh,
That's just what it
we,
was. And I was on his side. I was on Bud's side the whole. Even in the I
yeah.
went back and looked at the
Nah,
rating thing that we did.
we
I
can be
picked
real.
Bud.
We didn't,
Go ahead.
like I said, we didn't watch Earl's fights. We didn't been to his fights live, bro. We know that wasn't right. We know he wasn't right, and
Yeah. And
it
it's
sucks. You know what I'm saying? It sucks,
and
but we just being real. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and it's for the people who believe that if I'm making an excuse, go look at the reaction video with the ratings. I picked Bud in more stats than I did Earl. I
Right,
had Bud in more stats. I
right,
picked Bud. I picked Bud to, so if anything, I was favoring Bud in the fight.
right, right, right,
From how I was arguing with Tim, saying Bud's this, Bud's that. Tim
right.
saying no, Earl this, Earl that. And I had him winning more ratings than I had Earl.
And
So
I gotta say it like this: like we do. I don't know if we recorded that or put it on wax, or we might have been off the camera. But you asked the question, man. What happens? What we gonna say if Bud walks Earl down? You know what I'm saying?
that's
Yeah.
all I kept asking. What would
But
happen, bro?
the thing with that is the catch-22 to that is we never thought Earl would be that. It would be this version of Earl he walked down. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I mean,
Man,
like I said, and we don't know, bro. This could be the effects from the wreck. Like I
it
said,
could be.
we don't know what percent he was when he fought Danny Garcia or Ugas.
Well,
He
we
was just good enough to beat them two.
I think his conditioning was so up there, bro. He was primed up for those fights. And this one, he just that layoff got to him, man.
Especially that Bud,
Layoff got
the Earl that fought fucking Ugas. Them punches Bud was landing because that wouldn't have made him. He wouldn't have been falling all over the place. He
nah,
was
not
on his feet.
not from that first. Now you got to realize, like Earl got hit from the side while he was looking away by Ugas. I know Ugas ain't the puncher of that like Bud is. But Earl was completely caught off guard by Ugas. He seen Bud punches coming, and it's like he just couldn't react to him. Like he got hit with a 1-2, the swivel combination, and just like he fell flat. Like you could see when he got up from that, his legs wasn't there. Another thing you can see is Earl base was never that wide. When he fought Bud, his legs was damn near spread apart like he was trying to do a fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme split, bro. You could tell his legs wasn't under him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I said, I'm just being real. If you can go watch the Chad Dawson versus Andre Ward. That's how Dawson legs was, bro. Bro. Bro, I hate it. I love the sport of boxing, but I hate that shit that them fighters have to go through that, bro. But it could happen, bro. It could happen because of what they put their body through, man. It could happen, dog. It fucking sucks, though.
So, I mean, I just, with that being, that's what I'm saying. It's just like when we talking to this, like in the conversation, we forgetting that part. We can't forget that part. That's part of the fight. That's part. The performance don't have nothing. His performance don't have nothing to do with, with what Earl was going through. I'm saying though, it's like every time we talking about the performance, we forgetting. And the thing is, it's hard to say it because we can't prove it. Because the man ain't making no excuses. It's hard to prove it because he's not making no excuses.
The thing is, Rob, making an excuse to state the obvious because that's two that they're not mutually exclusive. Because like you can state the obvious, bro.
That's all I'm saying. I'm like,
yeah.
Earl, Bud did his thing, but what version of Earl did he do it on? That's all I'm asking. What version of Earl did he do it on?
That's foul, and that's not an excuse, bro. You just asking a question.
I mean, if Earl, because the man said, if they had to fight at 47, I have to talk with my team.
Yeah,
but he don't have to talk with his team to do it at 54.
Right.
I mean, he telling the man, come on, man, that's telling you. He telling you. If we do it at 47, I have to discuss it with my team.
Right.
I hope it happened at 54.
Right.
I mean, and he ain't say nothing about discussing it with my team at 54. But at 47, I'm gonna have to discuss it with my team because shit, I don't look good at 47 no more. Clearly.
Yeah. That's dead. His day 47 is done. In hindsight, I wanted this fight in hindsight, but as far as it, when they had rumors of them possibly going up to 54 and making a fight happen, bro, I know for a fact we would have got a better product because the weight cut would have been hard. But as like you said, I mean, I'm giving all things considered, Bud would have been just as you know what I'm saying, hydrated.
No. Bud would have been Bud. Bud would have been.
Bud would have been Bud. We just want to see what version of Earl we got.
All the Earls we seen in the past. Yeah. Sean Porter, he got hit twice as many times against Porter than he did Bud in this fight right here.
Yeah.
He sat in the pocket, was getting clearly banged in the face.
Right.
You said against Ugas, it don't matter if you got pillow fist. You get hit clean like that, you're supposed to go down. At least touch the canvas.
He's touched the canvas, bro.
Because that punch was harder than that punch Bud hit him with.
Facts.
And he hit him right on the chin. He hit him right on the chin.
Why he wasn't looking, bro? Like standing straight up, not bent down in a certain posture, none of that, bro. That boy, he didn't brace himself for it, bro. Took that motherfucker. So yeah, it's tough, cuz.
He got hit perfect on the chin by Danny Garcia. What he did, he rubbed his face like, man, that shit don't hurt.
Right.
He hit his face when Danny Garcia hit him on the chin with the left hook. He rubbed his face like, that shit don't hurt.
I showed y'all earlier, man, where Danny caught him leaning in with the jab and hit him in the temple, and he gathered himself and got up. This off the car wreck, bro. Like, so you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's bro. It's
everybody, every he didn't broke everybody's face. Bud said when the dude hit him with the clean left hook on the chin, Bud said on the button, he was like, damn, that's it? Right. Man, bro, you're not questioning the power of this man after what he did to everybody else in the division.
Right.
You're not questioning his power after he didn't broke faces, bro, and damn near he didn't beat Danny Garcia into submission.
Yeah.
Fucking Danny Garcia, Ugas.
He literally beat Danny Garcia into depression because Danny Garcia talk about COVID-19 like everybody else wasn't going through that shit. Like Earl wasn't coming off a wreck. That man literally beat Kell Brook into depression, brother. He did. He damn near beat Ugas into depression. Cause I'm just being real, and I'm going based off what these men have said afterwards. So that's why. And I feel like preparation may have came into it too. That's why Earl might have had a false sense of himself at 147 instead of moving up, because that's where he got that psychological I can break these grown ass men from. These is because what these was coming out saying this after they fights. Like they was literally having like numbs and depression issues, shit like that. So it definitely wasn't the same Earl, but time will tell, what version of Earl can reclaim himself. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm gonna hate to hear people because the man come back at 54 and they fighting. He get close to winning or win. I don't want to hear, oh man, bro. It's clear as day, bro. Y'all didn't want to listen. Bro. If he lose, okay, he just not, because the style is gonna be hard. If the
It's
style
gonna
is
be
hard,
hard regardless, bro.
it's
That's the
gonna be
part.
hard and that don't mean he gonna lose. That don't mean he'll
That's
lose.
facts.
That just means it's gonna be a tough fight.
That's facts. Because he did a lot of shit in this fight while being sluggish as fuck that actually could have worked for him if he had power behind it. That
Man,
over that overhand chopping, right? And that's why I wish I would have made the film, bro. Not to be long winded, dog. Does this thing when you swing with your left hand. He literally rolls in the left hands. That's why I was telling people before this fight, Bud not a perfect fighter. He rolls in the left hands like he does it like it's just natural. He rolls towards his right and he kind of backpedals. He tried to do it against Earl. Earl caught him with the chop in left hand. And that's probably the one he was talking about Stephen A. Smith too. But I'm telling you, he rolled right into it, bro. And I'm like, bro, man, ain't no way he not supposed to be affected from that. Cause like it was his blind side. Earl caught him.
hit him
Nothing.
right on the chin,
Nothing.
bro. You hit him. It couldn't be no perfect punch than that. He hit him
Nothing.
right on the fucking chin. And Bud said he hit me right on the button. And I was like, damn, that's it? Come on. I mean, everybody else said the man hit hard, man. The man breaking through brick walls, man. And, and like I said, we've seen Bud and got hurt in numerous of fights. So just for, that's it.
Yeah.
That nigga damn near the hardest punching 147 pounder they had. We didn't see nobody else. That's part of the reason why we had it. I mean, I had it 50-50 because of the power and the aggression that he fight with. He fought with aggression maybe 2% of the fight. He showed it and then he tied up. So I don't know, man. We went kind of long on this one though.
No, it's all good because we kind of you know what I'm saying, busted it down because it's a deep discussion because you're gonna have inflated fans and shit like that. They riding on high right now, which you're supposed to be proud of your fight and stuff like that. But if you a fight fan, you still try to keep stuff in perspective, man. You know what I'm saying?
People who don't even know, they was like, man, they said that guy was good. He got beat up. I'm like, he's way better than what y'all seen. He's way better than that. I had to tell that to women who don't even know. They just was around the whole aura of the fight. Right. They was like, man, that's supposed to have been a man. So bad. Yeah. I'm like, bro, that's not the fight he's supposed to.
I heard the same thing all day at work, bro. I heard it.
I mean, it's just, and that's the disappointing part too. Because you hear everybody, well, Bud made him look like that. And that's that's possible, bro. I have to see him at his, which I don't even know if we'll ever see him at his best again, but I'd rather see him at his best to be able to judge that. And I don't even know what his best look like no more. So I can't even tell what his best. I guess it's just a version of what he did to Ugas. It would be his best now. So I guess if I can, and who's to say he can get there against Bud? Bud probably won't let him even get back to that form of himself. He won't let it get to that point. But Bud, like you said, it's ways for Earl to have success in a fight if they fight again. I just think he gonna need his energy.
That, bro. I mean, that's what I felt like. All things being considered, I felt like Earl's motor and work rate would have, made it a different fight. You know what I'm saying? So, but
I mean, he didn't have the work rate or the motor from the first beginning. The first bell, he didn't show none of that.
No, he didn't.
But anyway, man, I mean, I'm done with it, man. Like I said, I want to talk about Earl. I want to talk about Earl and where he go from here. Where Bud go, I said I like him to fight Jamil. I mean, I want to see him see if he can conquer the undisputed at 154 and be a 3-time undisputed champ.
So to end it off, what would you say if he go 3-time?
I think you got to put him top 3 all time. Even to me, he even top fucking 6, 7 right now. He even top 7 all time in my book because of what he did. And the dude got 40 fights. It ain't like he got 10 fights or 15. He got 40 fights.
Right.
So it ain't like he haven't been fighting. He been fighting, so he got 40 fights. So I think he in top 7. I don't know the order. I got Floyd top 3.
Okay.
It depends on who who you like. I got Floyd top 3. He top 7, and possibly top 5. I don't know. I have to go through the list and look because of the errors, man, with Sugar Ray Leonard and them. And them dudes probably be ranked high too if they wasn't all in the same era with each other. They'll be higher than what they is.
I think in any other era, Tommy would have been a problem, brother. Like,
yeah, he had to be in the era with them guys, with Hagler and him.
Yeah,
that pretty much derailed him because he was a wrecking. Even Marvin Hagler would have been a problem in a different era.
Fuck you.
So, man, we out, man. We got some more coming, man. And this was a good one right here. I like the ones with the back and forth. Just because they got points on both sides, man, and that's how I like it, because you can sit down and re-listen to these things, man, and see something from a whole different viewpoint. So
yes, sir. Y'all need to dig into what we giving y'all, bro. It's a lot of nuggets in here, man, that y'all sleeping on, man. But get in that comment section, tell us what y'all think, man. We out
for sure.